everybody. Welcome back. I'm Anthony with the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference. I'm here with my good pal Jim, and today we are here with the world famous, specifically Pacific Northwest famous, C. Roy Hunter. Everybody's got one of his books on his shelf, on their shelf, rather. I know I've got several of his books, and we are super excited that he's going to be a presenter this year, and we're here to talk to him about what it is that he's going to be presenting and the benefits of all that. And we've even got a little bit of a special announcement that we've decided. A couple little things that we're going to be tossing in there that we didn't know we were going to be doing until, well, just about 10 minutes ago.
Roy has put on a lot of these.
That's how on the fly we are.
That's right. Well, Roy has a lot of experience in doing conferences, even here in the Northwest. He's been to every conference in the world, I think. So he's given us some really good ideas, and we're happy to take that feedback in. I just want to say for something really quick, somewhere a friend of mine actually said, he watched me at a meetup do some hypnosis, and he said, your technique and style is the same as Roy Hunter. Did you train with him? And I'm like, I didn't, but apparently somebody that I trained with must have trained with somebody who trained with Roy Hunter.
Well, anybody who does parts therapy has essentially trained with Roy Hunter. Let's be real, right?
So, sorry, we're taking up all the time. Roy, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
He's just sitting there, just taking it in.
Hypnotherapy to me, it hasn't just been a career, it's a passion. It's my life path.
That's amazing.
And
That's
even
amazing.
though I'll be 80 at the time of the conference, I plan on keeping my foot in the profession as long as I'm alive and able to do so.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So can you
go ahead,
go ahead, Anthony? Yeah, we wanted to get in there and tell folks, what you're presenting on, and then and can you give folks, maybe why they should attend?
My presentation this year will be, or in 2023, will be regression therapy, the risks and benefits, because there are many benefits to learning competent regression therapy. However, there are risks or pitfalls for people who are not competently trained in it. Regression got a bad rap in the 20th century because of people, for example, one of the most serious mistakes was people not being aware of false memories.
Yeah,
right.
So I will cover that in my presentation because some clients can have false memories if you don't handle it properly, even if you aren't making mistakes and implanting them yourself. In other words, people can create their own false memories. So I always do a pre-talk before I do regression therapy. But there are some presenting problems where regression is indicated. For example, it's the technique of choice for fears and anxieties. But it's important to understand how to do it properly. People who were concerned about regression back in the 20th century wanted to throw it out and never use it. But when you do parts therapy, for example, on rare occasions, a part will go into a spontaneous regression. So even before someone learns parts therapy or one of its variations, it's my professional recommendation that they learn regression therapy. Fortunately, years ago, I met Dr. Bruce Eimer, a licensed clinical psychologist and a fellow of the American Psychology Association. And we shared the same pet peeve about the regression critics who want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So we co-authored The Art of Hypnotic Regression Therapy, a clinical guide. And this became required or recommended textbooks at quite a few hypnosis schools around the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I will be basically overviewing the benefits and risks of using hypnotic regression therapy. So we answered the concerns in our textbook, and we even addressed the concern of past life regressions, factor fantasy, because there are 3 levels for a hypnotherapist. A hypnotherapist can either be a believer, a skeptic, or undecided. And there are ethical guidelines for all three of those. So that's one of the things we cover in a textbook.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people who do a lot of regression stuff. And there's so many different forms of regression stuff out there. And you know, and I kind of agree with you. I've talked a lot about it on the podcast that I'm not a huge regression fan, just simply because I think that there are some people who they don't understand what it is that they're doing and the tool that they're using. And so the benefit isn't truly achieved for the client because what they've done is simply created a cathartic experience rather than a change experience.
Sad but true. I totally agree with you on that. So our book was designed, one, to address the concerns of the regression critics, and two, to show people how to use regression competently, because it is my professional opinion that you either learn how to do regression competently or refer to another hypnotherapist who does, because there are some problems where a person cannot overcome them without competent regression therapy. There's no technique that is so good it works for all the clients all the time.
Right on. And so you're going to be talking about that at the conference. We're going to be happy to have you there. We've already made the announcement to you, and I put a little a survey thing up on Facebook about a special award that we're giving out this year. And so we're making the announcement today that, you know, like we told you earlier, you are in fact the recipient of the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Lifetime Achievement Award for 2023. So good work.
That's an honor.
You know,
Thank you.
And we're excited. We're going to be making that awards ceremony on the closing evening, and we're going to be real thrilled to see you there. And everybody's going to be having the opportunity to speak with you because, like at all conferences, you were the first one to purchase a table.
That's right.
Well, I
that
actually
made us very happy.
I live a 30-minute drive from the conference site.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yes. So we're super thrilled to have you. And what else have you got for us, Jim?
Well, I think that's about it. I gotta, I want to say, you know, Roy, please, you know, share any info that you have with us about the conference. You know, one thing I am curious, you've been to lots of hypnosis conferences. Why are you excited about this particular conference?
Having it in June rather than winter is a gorgeous time of year.
It is.
And Mount Rainier is one of the most beautiful mountains in the world. And you can see Mount Rainier from Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah.
And there are lots of places to visit. So I recommend that anyone who comes allow 1 or 2 extra days or possibly a week for sightseeing, because there's a lot to see and do here in the Pacific Northwest. And
it is beautiful here.
yes, it is indeed. And also, we had annual regional conferences that were not international or national, but occasionally people would come from out of state through most of the 1980s and throughout the 1990s, until somebody who chaired the conference way overspent the budget. And it's been over 2 decades since we've had a conference here. And
so we're back.
most of them were successful.
Share this video, comment, like, all that good stuff. And remember, June 3rd and 4th, Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference, PNW, hypnosisconference.com. Take care. Be well.
Thank you. And those of you hypnotherapists watching this, practice long and prosper. My wife and I are Trekkies, I admit it.
Nerds.
Nerds.